Let's take a guess on how many people did that. Yeah, that's not as many as it should be. Okay, so Thursday's justification that you had to do was these folks in Illinois. Their average tuition at Chicago State University is this per credit hour. And then fees cost $218 per year. A says to write an equation in slope-intercept form for the tuition T and credit hours C. So what did you guys get for A? Yes, no, maybe? All right, and then find the cost for the person taking 32 credit hours. So what y'all do there? Plugged in 32 to C. And that all of this should be in your little square at the bottom, correct? Or somewhere, like somewhere in there. So if I was doing it me, because I'm a weirdo and have to have it a certain way, and that this is just the way I do things, you guys don't have to, I would say T equals 157C plus 218. And then I would say T at 32, and you could also write T at C. And what'd y'all get for that? 5,000 what?
243.
Okay. So then if you're justifying it and you're explaining this, how would you explain A? So part of justification is explaining. How would you explain A? I'm not going to show y'all my answer. Tell me, Hannah.
To get tuition, you would take the $157 per credit hour, and you would multiply that times credit hour, and you do the fees, you would add that to the credit hours, and use that with the tuition.
In the estimators, we have Rob and Harold to check out, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, how do you know that? Because remember, we have to say, I know this because.
Miss Asbury,
Yes?
does she want to stay till the end of math?
No, she says she's fine. Though she does need to stay until the end of math, she's fine.
So it's okay for her to leave?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're going to do awesome on your test on Friday. Yeah.
A plus.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
We still answering number A. I'm still waiting on y'all. Get it together. Tell me why.
I know this because I read the reasoning and it said the Chicago State. I was reading that.
Sweet Jesus.
The Chicago State University is 157 per credit hour, and the fees cost is $28.
I'm blind. I can't see you.
Look at your paper.
Yeah, it says it right here, Jamie.
And make it worse.
It says right here.
Alright, so I said the equation of slope-intercept form for tuition in Illinois would be T at C equals 157 C plus 218. I know this because the fee for the students is 218, which is constant, and each credit hour is $157, which would be your slope. And then it says, then, for a student taking 32 hours, the total tuition would be $5,242 based on our formula. So did anybody get close to that?
Yours is more complex. You said-
I got a question.
Yeah. Yes.
I said, like, I know the beat.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know this because I checked it, because I plugged in 5,000.
Fantastic. Yes. Awesome. Good job. All right, so let's talk about painting the house. Painting the house. Painting the house.
I did most of the part.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so it starts by talking about Miss Hamilton, right? And Miss Hamilton is a weirdo that wants her students to know where she lives so they can paint her house. Because we don't want a professional to do that or anything. Alright, and she is going to have the exterior of her house painted but does not want to do it herself. Her brother-in-law, Hank, is a professional painter. He is willing to paint the house for $30 per hour, paint included. Mrs. Hamilton is always looking for ways for her math team members to raise money. 3 students on her team have offered to paint her house for $7 an hour per person, plus the cost of materials. Miss Hamilton has decided to make this decision a math problem for her class. You can help her by answering the following questions. Mrs. Hamilton's house is built of brick with wooden trim that will need to be painted. She is very frugal and does not want to buy extra paint. To carefully figure the amount of paint that she needs, she makes the following list. On the front and back, there are 50 linear feet of trim that are 3 feet wide. So for this, you should have done 50 times 3. And then what should you have done from there? Times 2, because we have the front and the back. So that gives us 300 feet squared. Are we together so far? Did anybody get that part right? Yay! Why are you saying yes in your writing? I'm looking at you. Why are you saying that you got it right, but you're writing? So then don't say you got it right if you're writing. Yes.
They added them all up, like all the answers, and then times by 2 would be the same answer.
I don't know. Let's find out.
I don't think it probably would be the same answer each time.
All right, the sides of the house, so we have the front and back, now we're doing the sides, are 40 linear feet and 3 feet wide. So you should have done 40 times 3, and then should you also multiply that by 2? Because there are how many sides? 2. All right, so that gives us, what, 40 times 3 is 120, times 2 is 240? Yes? Anybody alive? All right, the trim to be painted on the front porch is 4 by 8. So that's just 4 times 8, which is 32 feet squared. The back porch area is 6 feet by 10 feet. So you should have done 6 times 10, and that would be 60 feet squared. Now, why did I not multiply both of those by 2? Because there's just 1. So could we add all this up and multiply it by 2? No, because each of these are one thing. All right, 2 exterior doors are each 3 feet by 7 feet. So that would be 3 times 7, and then what would you do there? Times 2.
Can you run that back real quick?
Which part?
How you didn't multiply 1 by 2, but you multiplied.
All right, this one I did not multiply by 2 because it's just the front porch.
And the other one's just the back.
And it's just the back. Okay, baby. It says the front porch. There's just one front porch. Correct? So you don't multiply that one by 2. What are you confused on?
Why did you multiply everything else?
There are 2 sides to the house and there's a front and back. We only got one front porch. And then it says the back porch, so it gives you a different porch. So this is one porch and this is another porch, and they're 2 different measurements. So you don't multiply those or add those together or multiply by 2. Are you sure you're with me? Are you lying? You're lying. Okay. We have a front porch on the house. How many front porches do we have?
1.
So you don't multiply by 2.
Okay.
How many sides do we have on the house?
4.
No, baby. Sides to the house. We have a front and a back, so how many is that? And then we have sides. How many sides do we have?
2.
Do you know what a house looks like?
I said we have 4 sides.
No, it's 2 separate things. So we have our house. Okay? This is the front of the house. This is the back of the house. These are our sides. And then we got a front porch right here. And then we got a back porch right here.
I might say it wasn't a back porch.
I
said that, but I was wrong.
There's a back porch. Okay, there's a front and a back.
Look at
And
your paper.
the front and the
Yeah,
back
you-
both have
After the
two.
front porch, it says back porch.
Changing their different dimensions, so you can't multiply them to the same thing.
That's why.
Do you see how it says that the front porch, it says the front porch is 4 by 8. So this is 4 by 8.
Did you multiply the front porch by 2?
No, we only have one front porch.
Okay.
There's only one front.
There's one front porch and there's one back porch. The
Just
front
one.
porch- Okay.
One.
The front porch has a different dimension than the back porch. So you
I
would
think
have
a
to multiply by
three-dimensional
two.
picture would be better.
Draw one. Draw it out on the side just like I did up there.
Alright, I got it.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Do you see how we have 2 exterior doors?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see where it says 2?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why you multiply it by 2. And you get 42 feet squared. Alright, her garage doors total are 7 by 16. Now when I first read this and I said doors, I multiplied by 2. But it means that the total amount of the doors would be 7 times 16, which would give us what? 112? And then it says she has 18 square feet total. Total trim, 18. So we just have 18. You don't have to multiply that by 9, which I also did the first time until I read that it said total. So then from there, if you add all of that up, we get, nope, not dollars, 804 feet square. So in your calculators, you would do 300 plus 240 plus 32 plus 60 plus 42 plus 112 plus 18. So everywhere that I've underlined in blue, that's what we're adding up.
Yeah, 04.
804. 804. Are you in the same room as me? Are you sure? Alright, then it says 1 gallon of paint will cover 350 square feet, and it'll cost $19 per gallon. It's been a while since she has had her house painted, so she wants 2 coats of paint put on each surface. So how many gallons will be required? Alright, so first, it says be careful here. First, you should do what to get your total gallons?
Oh no, multiply.
Alright, how much does a gallon cover? 350. So we need to do 804 divided by 350, correct? So 804 divided by 350 gives us 2.297. Now, we need to multiply that by 2 because she wants 2 coats. So multiply 2.297 times 2. And you get 4.594. But it should be 5 because if you buy 4, it's not enough, correct? And it doesn't say anything about buying a half a gallon. So we're not talking about that yet. So you would need a full 5 gallons. Is everybody with me? All right, number 2. It says write a function to represent what it will cost for Hank to paint the house.
30x. For f at x equals 30x.
Okay?
Oh, yeah. At least we got the equation.
Yeah.
Is everybody with me right there?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we sure? Because home skillet Hank is just 30 per hour plus the thing. Now, write a function to represent the math students. All right, so let's call that g at x because it's a new function. How many math students do we have? 3. And it's $7 per hour. And then how many gallons of paint do we need? And how much does paint cost? 19. So then your final equation for that would be 21x plus 95.
That equation was wrong for that.
Does everybody see how we got that?
That's what 7 over 3 should be.
Wait, I got what
That's okay because you just multiply them and you get 21.
But I like this.
All right, what's your question?
Never mind. That's
Are you sure? Do we all see? Are we sure? All right, and then it said make a table. So your table should look like this. I'm going to put this up. Correct your table if you need to correct it. I'm going to pass out your new papers.
What if you made your table to be exactly like that? I'm gonna make mine.
One more time.
Your table has to be exactly like that.
I stopped at 8.
Yes. I'll stop at like in.
Well, go to 12, guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't.
it's going to take that long to move the house.
How do you know? Well,
Or
tornado
paint that-
coming.
paint that house.
Why is a tornado coming?
You never know.
house while tornadoes go?
Yes. Why are you? You're not paying. What is happening? Here's your next. The next one. Can you stop that before I hurt you?
I'm always getting hurt.
How do you always get on my nerves? Alright, so you need to finish your homework now. You should have a new packet of stuff. Yes, take a picture if you need to.
I got a phone now.
What's up, man?